The year is around 95 AD. The Roman Empire is at its peak, and persecution against Christians is fierce. Under Emperor Domitian's rule, those who refuse to worship the emperor as a god are imprisoned, tortured, or executed. Among them is an old man, John, the last living apostle of Jesus Christ. Once a fisherman, then a disciple, and now an exile. Banished to the rocky island of Patmos for preaching the gospel, John is alone, or so it seems. But what he is about to witness will shake the heavens, unveil the future, and reveal the final battle between good and evil.
I was alone, or so I thought, but even in exile, he was with me. That day, as I prayed, the silence was shattered. A voice, like a trumpet, called out to me.
Write on a scroll what you see.
I turned and beheld him. And there he stood, one like the Son of Man. His robe flowed down to his feet, golden sash gleaming across his chest. His eyes, burning flames of fire. His face, radiant like the sun in all its brilliance. His voice, it was like the sound of rushing waters. In his right hand he held 7 stars. From his mouth came a sharp double-edged sword, and around him the heavens trembled. I fell at his feet as though dead. Do not be afraid. I am the first and the last. I am the living one. I was dead, but behold, I am alive forever and ever. Write what you have seen, what is now, and what will take place after this. As I gazed upon him, my spirit was lifted, and I saw a throne in heaven. A sea of glass stretched before it, shining like crystal. Flashes of lightning and peals of thunder echoed through the heavens. Around the throne stood 24 elders, clothed in white, their crowns gleaming like gold. And in the right hand of him who sat on the throne, I saw a scroll sealed with 7 seals. A mighty angel cried out, "Who is worthy to break the seals and open the scroll?" But no one in heaven or on earth was found worthy to open it, and I wept. Then one of the elders said to me, "Do not weep. Behold, the Lion of the tribe of Judah, the Root of David, has triumphed. He is worthy to open the scroll and break its seals." And I saw him, the Lamb, standing as though slain. The heavens erupted in praise. And I saw, as the Lamb took the scroll from the right hand of him who sat on the throne, the heavens trembled. The living creatures and the 24 elders fell down before him, their voices rising in worship. A new song echoed through the heavens. "Worthy are you to take the scroll and open its seals, for you were slain, and by your blood you have redeemed people for God from every tribe and language and nation." Then the Lamb broke the first seal, and I heard the thunderous voice of one of the 4 living creatures, "Come!" And behold, a white horse. Its rider held a bow, and a crown was given to him. He rode out as a conqueror bent on conquest. When the Lamb broke the second seal, the heavens shuddered. I heard the voice of the second living creature, fierce and commanding, cry out, "Come!" And then, from the depths of the crimson clouds it emerged, a fiery red horse, its mane aflame, its hoofs striking the ground like thunder. Its rider was cloaked in blood-red armor, his eyes blazing with fury. He carried a massive glowing sword shimmering with an ominous light. Authority was given to him to take peace from the earth, and with every step of his horse the air grew heavy with dread. men turned against each other, brother against brother, nation against nation. Chaos swept across the earth like wildfire. The rider charged forward, unstoppable, his sword raised high, ready to unleash war and destruction. The cries of the earth still echoed in my ears when the Lamb broke the third seal. I heard the voice of the third living creature, solemn and commanding, say, "Come." And I looked, and behold, a black horse. Its rider held a pair of scales in his hand. The air grew heavy, as if the weight of his burden pressed upon the earth itself. Then I heard a voice from among the living creatures like thunder, saying, "A quart of wheat for a denarius, and 3 quarts of barley for a denarius, but do not harm the oil and the wine." The rider moved slowly, yet his presence was suffocating. The scales in his hand measured scarcity and famine. As he passed, I saw fields withering, children crying out in hunger, and faces etched with despair. The people toiled for a day's wage only to find it was barely enough to survive. This was not just a famine of the body, Vince, but a famine of the soul. The earth trembled as the Lamb broke the 4th seal. I heard the voice of the 4th living creature call out, "Come." And I looked, and behold, a pale horse. Its rider was Death, and Hades followed close behind him. Authority was given to them over 1/4 of the earth, to kill with sword, with famine, with plague, and by the wild beast of the earth. Wherever they passed, the land withered. Cities fell silent, the cries of the dying fading into the wind. There was no mercy, no escape. Shadows stretched across the earth, and the weight of judgment was heavy upon all flesh. And so they roamed, unchallenged, relentless, leaving nothing but dust and sorrow in their wake. When the Lamb broke the 5th seal, I saw beneath the altar the souls of those who had been slain for the word of God and for the testimony they had upheld. And they cried out with a loud voice, saying, "How long, O Lord, holy and true, until you judge and avenge our blood on those who dwell on the earth?" And each of them was given a white robe. They were told to rest a little while longer, until the full number of their brothers and sisters who were to be killed as they had been was completed. Even in their waiting, there was a promise that justice would come. Then the Lamb broke the 6th seal, and the earth itself began to groan. I looked, and behold, there was a great earthquake. The ground beneath me shook violently, and mountains crumbled like sand. The sun turned black as sackcloth, and the full moon became like blood. And the stars of heaven fell to the earth, like withered figs shaken from a mighty wind. The sky was split apart like a scroll being rolled up, and every mountain and island was removed from its place. Then the kings of the earth, the mighty rulers, the rich and the poor, the slaves and the free, all of them hid in caves and among the rocks of the mountains. And they cried out to the mountains and the rocks, "Fall on us, hide us from the face of him who sits on the throne and from the wrath of the Lamb. For the great day of his wrath has come, and who can stand?" The Lamb broke the 7th seal. There was silence in heaven for about half an hour, and I saw the 7 angels who stand before God, and to them were given 7 trumpets. Then another angel came and stood at the altar, holding a golden censer. He was given much incense to offer along with the prayers of all God's people upon the golden altar before the throne. and the smoke of the incense, with the prayers of the saints, rose before God from the angel's hand. Then the angel took the censer, filled it with fire from the altar, and hurled it down upon the earth. And there came peals of thunder, rumblings, flashes of lightning, and an earthquake. Then the 7 angels who had the 7 trumpets prepared to sound them. And the first angel sounded his trumpet, and hail and fire, mixed with blood, were hurled down upon the earth. 1/3 of the earth was burned up, 1/3 of the trees were burned up, and all the green grass was scorched. This was